You see this? This doesn't actually exist. More on that right after this. Stay tuned. Hey folks, I'm Labor Allen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic, and they lied. I know by now you're probably shocked about that, and you may be wondering, well, what did they lie about this time? And I'm going to explain. Let me get back to what I showed you previously, this capsule. This is a 450 milligram capsule, happens to be of magnesium lactate, but as I said earlier, this actually doesn't exist. Now, what the heck am I saying? I sound crazy, right? So what if I told you, remember I just said this is 450 milligram capsule of magnesium. What if I told you this is 0 milligrams? You'd say, well, you're a liar. As well you should. But that is exactly what food manufacturers are doing. So how can they do that? How can lying outright to you obviously be completely legal? Well, it is completely legal. Definitely not moral or potentially ethical, but here's how they do it. They do it using something that they call a rounding rule. Well, that sounds like a gigantic pile of BS, doesn't it? And it is. So what that is that if something in a food product is less than 500 milligrams, they do not have to put that on the label, in the nutrition facts label, in the ingredients list, nowhere on that product's label. Now, that's 500 milligrams of whatever per serving, not 500 milligrams total in that entire package that you're purchasing. 500 milligrams per serving. If it's under that, they can round down to 0 and not declare it on the label. That's just ridiculous. Now, this goes for any type of ingredient. It can be maltodextrin, it can be trans fats, it can be different kinds of solvents that are frequently used. One of them that we'll talk about later is called hexane. It can be for anything, any type of ingredient whatsoever. Now, there's also what they call incidental additives. Basically, it's things that they use in the process of manufacturing. This is where solvents such as hexane is commonly found, or the reason that it's in many different products. Hexane specifically is used for extraction. Now, these incidental additives, they don't have to be declared at all as well on the label, as long as that they are less than 5% of the entire finished product. So, depending on what you're purchasing, just imagine how much of these different kinds of ingredients can actually be within the products that you may be purchasing. Now, let's talk a little bit more about these two ingredients that I have referred to. So, I spoke first of maltodextrin, second one being hexane. So, maltodextrin, if you're familiar with the glycemic index, it is a way of identifying how, when you ingest a carbohydrate, it is going to affect your glucose levels. The highest level, the standard level, is 200. Rice is used as that standard, so that tells you something about rice. So maltodextrin is 180. Obviously, that is extremely high. But think about how high that actually is when you compare it to sugar, like regular, sucrose, sugar cane, table sugar. Table sugar is 74. So compared to maltodextrin, sugar is very low in the glycemic index per se. That doesn't mean consume sugar. That's not what I'm saying. So maltodextrin, the problem with that is that it's added to many no sugar added products. So when you take a look at something that's supposed to be natural, it says no sugar added. You think, wow, that's fantastic. That's exactly what I'm looking for. It can be chocked full of maltodextrin, which is extremely high on the glycemic index, and it's going to spike your blood sugars, of which you wouldn't have any idea unless you're actually taking your blood sugars or using a continuous glucose monitor, which is fantastic. Highly recommend using them. See how different things affect your body for this very reason. They're hidden. So The reason that they can put this maltodextrin that is basically processed within the body exactly like a sugar, which is why it raises the glucose so high, is because that they have classified it as a carbohydrate. You see how they do that? So it's so much deception and lying in the way that they're doing these food manufacturing processes. Now let's talk about hexane. So hexane, that is actually generated through the refining of gasoline. So it is a petrochemical solvent. They use hexane in many, many different types of food products as a way to extract things, especially proteins. So it's going to be in protein powders, protein bars, things such as this. And it doesn't matter if it's the Kind bar or the most natural protein bar on the planet, or whatever. They oftentimes use hexane in the extraction process. Now, hexane, as if knowing that it's a byproduct of the gasoline refining process isn't bad enough, it's actually classified as a neurotoxin by the CDC, and it's also classified as an environmental toxin by the EPA. But yet, the FDA says it's perfectly fine for that to be in your food products as an incidental additive. It's insane, isn't it? It is crazy. So how can you identify, for example, if you're purchasing, no sugar added foodstuffs, or especially in, this is kind of a industry inside secret baseball, maltodextrin is used very frequently in health food supplements. So things such as no sugar added protein powders. It doesn't have to be on the label, as you know, depending on how much is in the serving. It can be in electrolyte powders, anything like that. Even in supplements themselves, in capsules themselves, they can use maltodextrin. So here is a really cool way of finding out how, or if rather, maltodextrin is in some product that you may have purchased. So you go get yourself a glass of water. It doesn't have to be, it can be tap water, is fine. And you put a few drops of liquid iodine in the water. Now, what will happen if you can use this medium as a way of experimenting, is that the water will turn a little bit maybe brownish, orangish kind of color. That's perfectly fine. That's from the iodine. So you have that mix. It may also not turn any color. So you have that mix, and then you put whatever powder or whatever supplement is in that. You can open up the capsule and put the supplement in. You can put that in the water with the iodine and watch if it turns color. Now, if the water turns blue, very dark blue, or even into purple, that product, whatever it was, however healthy it's supposed to be, it contains maltodextrin. So that's a kind of neat way of identifying if there is hidden maltodextrin, hidden additives in the things that you're consuming that are supposed to be healthy. So indeed, they have lied once again. If you found this information helpful, please like, share, comment. That helps spread the word. It's one of the only ways that others will be able to find this information as well. If you are experiencing a health condition, health situation that you want some help with, identify what the root cause is, customized plan to your genetics, to your unique physiology, and helped step by step through progression till you get to your final goal, whatever your health goal may be, then I invite you to make an initial consultation appointment so that we can identify if we can work together and I can help you achieve those goals. So thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Labron Allen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic. Have a great day.